mealtime. One of the nifty little things you can do with PixelPoint is that you can break off your sales based on a meal time. So for example, I want to see what my sales were for the breakfast period, and then for the lunch period, and then for the dinner period. And those periods of time are from this to that, whatever it happens to be. Now on here, you can actually set that up. We have a numeric value that you can apply to these, and we have mealtime reports that are available within all of our reporting systems that can reflect all this information. All you have to do is just change the sequence of these to reflect a different numeric value. By default, everything will show up as a 1. Okay, so you have one meal time, boom, here you go, your sales were this for the day. Now if you were to run one of those mealtime reports, I said, for example, within here, from 6 o'clock up until 11 o'clock, I want that to be my breakfast period. So I'm going to change all of those time periods from a 1 to a 2. So then within the mealtime report, it will show you that mealtime period number 2, which is your breakfast, had sales within this period of time. Now the sales that it pertains to is the closing time of the check, not the open time of the check. So for example, if I had a guy who came in and ordered a breakfast prior to 6 o'clock in the morning, then that would show up within section number 1. If he paid for it after 6 o'clock, then it would show up in 2. If he paid for it before 6 o'clock, it would be 1. So regardless of when he ordered it, it's a matter of when the check was actually closed, and that's what these numbers represent within those time periods, is the actual sales that took place within that period. So again, going from breakfast into lunch, if he ordered a meal at 10:55 and then paid for it at 11:15, then the sale would be reflected within 11 o'clock being the lunch period as opposed to the breakfast period, even though he ordered it within the breakfast period. Now, that being said, you can have anywhere from 1 up to 9 that you can fit within this. However, take a look at this. It's on a per day basis because your meal times may vary from one day to the next. You know, and my breakfast, for example, my Sunday breakfast is from 6 until 11, but on Monday, my breakfast period may be from 5 until 10 or something like that. So you can alter these on a per day basis, but within that as well, you can have up to 9 different meal times that you can have reflected within any given day. Oh, I should also kind of just point out here before I continue on as well, just so you interpret the information correctly. So here's 6 o'clock. So this cell here represents 6 o'clock to 6:15, 6:15 to 6:30, 6:30 to 6:45, and 6:45 to 7 o'clock. Okay, coming down next, we have pay-in and pay-out reasons. Now, a pay-in is money being submitted into your till that's outside of the realm of a transaction. A payout is money being removed from your till outside of the realm of a transaction. And if you are going to allow the establishment to do that, allow servers to be able to do that with their tills, then you need some form of record keeping in terms of determining why was that money brought in or taken out. Now, within the system, when you're doing an individual pay-in or payout, it will ask for a description and you can put something in there. But if you're doing like 30 or 40 of these within a day, and then you run off your end-of-day report, you're going to find a pretty extensive thing with everyone's different descriptions showing up in there. Not very practical. So what the system can do to help with this is, rather than do the individual descriptions, is that it will also prompt you to select a reason for this, which is something a little more generic that can then clump it into a certain accountability as far as a pay-in or a payout and what it's being applied to. So you'll see here, for example, I've got one up on the screen that says general maintenance is one that I created. General maintenance being if it's anything like, you know, a service came in, let's say a guy came in and he washed the windows for the establishment. And so he comes to you, says, okay, I cleaned your windows and here's my bill for $25.16. And if you have that money in the till and if you have permission to be able to pay him on the spot, then you can do a payout. You can say general maintenance, and on there it'll say for what? I'll say Joe's window service. I'll type that into the system, and then it'll pop open the drawer. You give him the $25.16, and you put his bill into your till. Boom, you're ready to go. And that payout is actually recorded in the system under, for example, general maintenance, because that's the one you selected. The reference number would be a general ledger account number for reporting purposes. And then within there, I've got this identified that is strictly for payouts, for example. Underneath this, also, when this one is being applied, when being general maintenance, also pop open the drawer so that you can pay the guy as well. You can determine down below as to whether this given reason is going to be specifically for pay-ins or for payouts or applicable to either one of them. And along with this as well, whether to open the cash drawer or not. And then this is the line entry that would actually show up within the end of day report. So if you had 3 general maintenance ones within the day, one for the windows, one for the floors, one for the roof, or something like that, then they would all be clumped under this one with the grand total for all 3 of those. And then from there you can dig down further to see the individual transactions.